United States to be the country, yet again, that helps to define the boundaries, that has a view of how human history ought to unfold, and therefore is a dominant force in the shaping of the international system. I would suggest that the competitor for the United States is not China. It's certainly not Russia. It's not Europe. Europe shares our values in any case. It's not the Indies or Brazil that share our values. It's the United States gone bad. It's the United States that does not deal with its own internal problems and therefore can't muster the will to try to make sense of this shifting that's going on in the international system. The American people are tired. They're tired. I told President Bush at close to the end of our term, sort of August, and the polls were not very good, and I finally said to him, I said, Mr. President, they're just tired of us. I said, they're just tired of us. I said, and by the way, I'm tired of them too. So it's time for us to go. I understand war, terrorism, vigilance. People got tired. But something more is going on in the United States, and those around the world who share values with the United States and therefore want to see strong advocacy, strong support of a balance of power that favors free markets and free peoples, have to worry about what's going on inside the United States. There is a loss of optimism, there's a loss of confidence, and there therefore is a loss of will. And the loss of confidence and optimism can't be rebuilt by just a lot of rhetoric about leadership. The optimism and confidence of the United States that it had something special to say to the world came ultimately from the creed of Americans. Americans are not unified by blood or ethnicity or religion, but rather by this overwhelming belief that it doesn't matter where you came from, it matters where you're going. You can come from humble circumstances, you can do great things. And by the way, that led people to come here for generations from around the world to be a part of that. That's how we became hyphenated Americans. People wanted to be a part of that. The immigration debate in the United States is one that is deeply damaging to our belief that we continue to bring people from around the world to be a part of that great dream. Because in the 19th century, what you could dig out of the ground was the source of your strength. And if in the early 20th century it was how many widgets, how good were your production lines. In the latter half of the 20th century and in the 21st century, it's been about human potential. And the ability to mobilize that potential from around the world has been America's great secret. But of course, it's not just people who come here, it's also people who are here. And therein, the crisis that the United States is experiencing in K-12 education is a great security threat to us. I can literally today look at your zip code and tell whether you're going to get a good education. And that means that we, the United States of America, are going to continue to badly educate the kids who are most in need of a good education. And they're going to be unemployed because the $18 an hour unskilled labor job is gone forever in the United States. And not only will they be unemployed, but they will have to live on government programs because they'll have nowhere else to go. And do you realize that today, only 30% of the people who take the basic skills test to get into the American military can pass it? That means that 70% of the people who take the basic skills test cannot pass it. So the United States has some serious internal issues to deal with. Yes, the deficit. Yes, the debt. Yes, not borrowing money that we cannot afford. That means dealing with entitlements. But it also means dealing with this problem of the mobilization of our human potential. And if we do that, then you'll see a confident America, you'll see one America that's ready again to try and lead. And it's awfully important when the tectonic plates start shifting that there is a country with a view, and hopefully it's the view that it's about free markets and free peoples. Just to close, I'm an optimist. I think we'll get it done. So many times I've seen things that seem to that seemed impossible just seem inevitable in retrospect. Now, when you go into the State Department, when I would go into the State Department, and people were a little down about what was happening to us, I would think, you know, what was it like to come to work in this building in 1946 when the Italian communists had won 48% of the vote and the French communists 46% of the vote. And then in 47, 2 million Europeans are still starving, necessitating the Marshall Plan. And in 48, Truman recognizes Israel. War breaks out in the Middle East the next day. The Berlin crisis splits Germany, we think, permanently. In 1949, the Soviet Union explodes a nuclear weapon 5 years ahead of schedule. The Chinese communists win. And in 1950, the Korean War breaks out. Now, if I had said to you, here's what's going to happen. In 1989, the Berlin Wall is going to come down. Not a shot will be fired. In 1990, Germany will unify completely and totally on Western terms. East Germany will go away. The Federal Republic of Germany will survive as a democratic friend of the United States. And oh, by the way, in 1991, the hammer and sickle is going to come down from above the Kremlin for the last time. 75 years of Soviet communism, never mind. And in 2006, an American president is going to go to a NATO summit in Latvia. Now, if I'd said that in 48 or 58 or 68 or 78 or maybe even 88, people would have said she's lost her mind. So things that seem impossible seem inevitable in retrospect. That's history's little trick. And I think this will happen again because the shocks that have rocked the international system will rearrange it. The question is, will it rearrange it again around a balance of power that favors free markets and free peoples? Thanks, and let's have a conversation.